Today, we're not just talking about any old play. We're talking about a work of art that was literally forged in the fire of one of the 20th century's worst tragedies. Let's dive into Nibbana, a Bengali play that didn't just entertain, it fundamentally changed what theater could be.
Just listen to this line. Go! Sell the pictures of skeletons! Go! That's not just some dramatic dialogue, is it? It's a raw, bitter scream from the play's main character, Pradhan Samadar. It's pure rage against anyone who'd try to profit from his people's suffering. And to really get where that rage comes from, you have to understand the world this play was born into.
And that world was Bengal, a land that was in the grip of a crisis so huge it's almost impossible to imagine. You see, the stage for Nibbana wasn't built with wood and canvas. Oh no, it was built with the cold, hard reality of mass starvation.
Now here's the thing you absolutely have to understand. The Bengal famine of 1943 wasn't a natural disaster. Not even close. It was a man-made catastrophe. We're in the middle of World War II, and you have this perfect storm of awful British policies, the pressures of the war itself, and people hoarding grain. And it all came together to create something, well, something apocalyptic.
The human cost was just staggering. We're talking somewhere between 2 and 5 million people dead. And this wasn't from a bomb or a single battle. This was a slow, agonizing slide into starvation, malnutrition, and disease. Just try to wrap your head around a number that big. It's almost impossible, isn't it?
The very fabric of society was being ripped to shreds. You had entire villages just emptied out as people fled their homes in a desperate search for food. They poured into the big cities like Calcutta, hoping for help. But all they found was indifference and more suffering. And it's against this absolutely brutal backdrop that a new kind of art was about to be born.
So you have to wonder, right? In the middle of all this horror, where was art? Where was theater? Well, for the most part, it was kind of looking the other way. But that was all about to change, big time.
Okay, so picture the theater scene back then. It was mostly about escape, you know? Big stories about kings and queens, gods from mythology, that kind of thing. The language was super flowery and poetic. And then along comes Nibbana and just smashes that entire mold to pieces. Suddenly you have real farmers on stage, dealing with the famine's reality. It wasn't an escape anymore. It was a mirror held up to society, using the raw, real dialect of the countryside. It was a story you just couldn't ignore.
And the inspiration for this whole revolutionary play? It came from this really profound, quiet moment of tragedy. The playwright, Bijan Bhattacharya, was walking through a park when he overheard a starving couple. They weren't begging or screaming. They were just softly talking to each other about their home, remembering the harvest festival they were missing. That tiny moment of dignity in the middle of all that devastation, that's what sparked the entire idea.
So what did he decide to call it? Nibbana. Now, Nibbana means new harvest. It's the name of a festival that's all about joy, hope, and abundance. So to give that title to a play about a famine, wow, that's not just ironic. It's this powerful, defiant act of hope in the face of complete and utter despair.
So what's the actual story that this revolutionary play tells? Well, it's the journey of an entire community that's been pushed right to the very brink.
The play follows the family of this farmer, Pradhan Samadar. We see their life in their village, Eminpur. It's stable, things are fine, and then the famine hits and everything just falls apart. We follow their desperate escape to Calcutta, where they face even more cruelty. But, and this is the key, it doesn't end there. The survivors, led by the younger generation, they make a choice. They return. They go back to their ruined homes and they decide to rebuild, not as individuals, but together. They work the land as a community and they create their own new harvest.
But maybe the most radical thing about this play wasn't just the story itself, but how it was told. See, theater back then was pretty much always built around a single, special hero. Nibbana just threw that whole idea right out the window.
In Nibbana, there is no single hero. The hero is the collective. It's the entire village, the people themselves, who suffer together, survive together, and ultimately find the strength to rebuild together. Pradhan Samadar's personal story just becomes a way to show the entire community's pain and resilience.
And the impact of this play was immediate and, honestly, seismic. This wasn't just a successful show, it was a cultural event that sparked a full-on revolution in Indian theater.
Its legacy was incredible. It dragged the grim reality of village life onto city stages for everyone to see. It used a dialect that broke down class barriers.
But it wasn't just about awareness. It was about action. The play raised over 100,000 rupees for famine relief. It became a cornerstone of the Indian People's Theatre Association, proving that art could be a powerful tool for social change. It really kicked off a whole new way of realistic, politically conscious theater that's still going strong today.
And this isn't just us looking back and saying how important it was. People knew it at the time. A newspaper review from back then totally nailed it. They said the play wasn't just commendable as art, but that the pain it awakens for suffering humanity was invaluable. It forced people to feel.
Which leaves us with this final thought. Nibbana documented a tragedy, for sure, but it did so much more than that. It transformed all that suffering into a statement of incredible resilience. It gave a voice to the voiceless and turned despair into a collective call for action and for hope. So it really begs the question, doesn't it? Can a work of art be more than just a reflection of life? Can it actually be a form of survival itself?